Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this is my second card for the month of February. And this card we're going to call Let's Eat Cake. I didn't name the last one, but this one is Let's Eat Cake, and you'll like this one, I think. It's a fun, simple card, and it uses just a few things to come up with a great result. So the paper we're going to use is coming out of our Celebration. Celebration runs through the end of February. And what this is during this time, if you purchase any products through my online store, you can receive free product. And one of the free product, there's a number of things in here, but for every $50, there's a reward. And then if you spend $150, let's say you really like this this particular thing, you could get the stamp set and then the dies free if you spend $150. But today we are going to be working with this particular paper set, and it is called Sunny Days. It also goes with a Bright Sky bundle, but we're not using that bundle today. We are going to be using the paper that is right here. This paper is a cherry paper, and you'll see it here in just a moment. We are also going to be using this particular bundle. We are using what is called the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle. And what is really neat about this bundle is you get 10% off if you buy the stamp set and the punch together. But in the Celebration, this is what's really fun, is this particular bundle here called Heartfelt Hellos is one that you could get free for $50. Now this bundle is $37.75, so you would have to spend approximately $12.25 more in order to get this free if you bought this bundle. But then you would have the Hello, Love You More, Mother's Day, Happy Easter, Dad, You're the Best, and you would also have all these lovely stamps to go with your punch. This is a great label punch, and this is in our mini catalog, and the mini catalog looks like this, and this runs through January, from January through April, but Celebration, this ends the end of February, just so you know. So let me show you the card we're going to work on today. I just think this card is fun. It's just simple, easy, and it to me is just, it's joyful. It's joyful. I love cherries to begin with. It happens to be one of my favorite fruits. It's definitely my favorite pie. And I put it on a Smokey Slate cardstock, and then on the inside we just used a little bit more of the DSP here. And it can be let's eat cake. You had a great week. Let's eat cake. The sun finally came out. It has been cloudy here for the last 7 days. So to have the sun shining and crystal blue, beautiful Texas skies, it's wonderful. So that's a reason to eat cake, and I may have to have a piece after this. So let's make our card here. I'll show you. Oh, before I start, let me show you those supplies. I showed them in the catalog. So this is our stamp set we're going to use. We're going to use this punch. We are also going to use this ribbon. And then this is our color for our stamps. So I have to get a couple of things together here. I was ill prepared this time. I'm usually better. Let them eat cake. So when you get, this is a polymer stamp. So when we have a polymer stamp, we're going to need to stamp on something kind of cushy so that we get a good stamp. And I put everything on crooked. And it's so that I can straighten it out. I know that sounds funny, but that's how I roll. We're also going to need this little guy here for our envelope. And just because I like to do my envelopes. No naked envelopes for me. That's how I'm going to go. No naked envelopes. I'll put him on here. So we put him, don't you just love these blocks? I use them all the time. I love them. This is a D and this is a C. I use the I use a C, D, and a B block the most out of everything. Everything just kind of fits on those. And so let's show you what's inside our package. So we have our envelope, of course. Okay. We have our envelope. We're going to have cardstock. That is our Smoky Slate cardstock. It is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So that's that. This is our designer series paper for the outside. That'll be going on here. We have our ribbon. Our ribbon is generously cut so that if you want more or less, or you want to make a bow, you can do that. We have a little piece for our inside of our card, and we also have our inside of our card, and our little sentiment is going to go on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach some of this stuff that goes in the inside so I have less stuff all about, if that makes sense to you. I get the papers everywhere, and then I'm like, where is this? Where is that? So I'm using the stamping seal. Sometimes it goes on really easy for me. Sometimes it wants to be just kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes it's persnickety. That's a great word, persnickety. And you know what? Before we go and put that down, I want to take my bone folder and I want to make this a nice firm crease. I just fold them over and finger press them before I send them to you. So by making that a nice firm crease, it'll look nicer. Make sure that your cherries are going in the correct direction. There should be approximately 1/8 of an inch all the way around the designer paper. That's the front of your card. That was very easy. And now we're going to put our designer paper on the inside of our card. And let me grab that. That's what I mean by persnickety. Okay. Now this should be exactly the same size. You can make it right up to the edge, or if you like, you can put it a little bit in. I like a little bit of a border. It should fit exactly in here. It's 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. But if for some reason you've got a little tag over, just snip it off. But that should do. And now we're going to put that on the inside of our card. And this is just so you can write whatever you want. You know, I like cards like this. They're a note card, but they're kind of sassy at the same time. So again, I'm going to have about approximately 1/4 inch from the fold and all the way around my white piece of paper. It's not 1/4 inch, it's 1/8 of an inch. Boy, my measurements are off. So there's our basic card right there. So let's do some stamping real fast. And like I said before, we're going to need to stamp on something. And what I like to use is a piercing mat. And here's my piercing mat. I threw everything on the floor. That was fun. And so we're going to start with Let's Eat Cake, because I think Let's Eat Cake is a good thing. Now I'm going to try and make this be, oh, you know what I did before? Ha! Oh my. Well, we will put this on here. There's one more thing I need to pull out of there and put on a block, and we'll see if we can get that. We'll put this to the side. Let's Eat Cake. Then we're going to do our envelope. I just think this is pretty, just something little. It's nothing much, but boy, everybody knows when it's a card from me because it's got stuff like that on the outside. And I'm going to pull out my Poppy Parade because when I look at my card, because I used the punch, I had stamped this and stamped that on the inside beforehand. And I need to get the red dots and this little bit out too. So let me get those onto some stamp blocks. I love how I just pull it out there. And you know, with these polymer ones, you know, I just let them lay down and there you go. And this is going to be fun to layer up on that. Because before, what I did is I stamped it on a bigger piece of paper. I used the punch to cut it out. But in the kits, I can't ship you the punch, so I punched it for you. But if you do buy if you do buy this bundle, then I would highly suggest taking a piece of white and then stamping it the two words, let's eat cake, or the words let's eat cake, and the outside, and then using the punch to punch it out. But because I can't ship the punch, we are going to see how we do with lining this up. This should be interesting. So I'm going to try to do this without getting my head in there. Oh, I have no idea how this is going to work. But we're going to go for it. I think I'm right on the edge. But, boy, I didn't do too bad. Whew. Well, there we go. Whew. That was a nail biter. And then we're going to take this little flourish, and I'm just going to put it down here on the bottom. There we go. It just adds a little something to it. And I'm going to shut my ink, because if I don't, I will wear my ink. Okay. And again, because I had polymer, I used a piercing mat. This is one that my team, my leader of my team gave me. She had it embossed. So, you know, but normally they don't come with this. They just have the Stampin' Up! Logo on them. This too is in the catalog. They're very nice. And if you don't have that, just anything, like put a catalog, put your catalog down and stamp on top of that. It gives it just a little bit of push. So let's go and finish our card. And this is what I do with my ribbons. And I decide where I want my ribbon, and I do a lot of trimming afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say my ribbon's going to be right in this area. So I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal right here, and I am going to just put in, you know, like a couple little bits of it right there. It's hard to see, but there's adhesive there. And then for me, I just lay my ribbon on there, bring it back and forth however I want it. And like I said, I was very generous with this ribbon. And you can lift it up and put it where you want. Okay, so there's my ribbon. Now I'm going to take some dimensionals. I am going to put dimensionals on here. And here we go again, dimensional. I just love these things. You know, if you were to ask, what does Kelly like the best? It's dimensionals. They just are so much fun. And they're so easy to use and cheap as chips, like I keep saying. And then it's just taking these off. And then we're going to put that down. And then after we have our sentiment on there, we are going to trim our ribbon at that point. Okay? This just helps keep the ribbon where you want it to be. And it makes it so you don't have to like fuss with it too much. So I'm just going to go right here. I think right there is a good spot. And now I'm going to come in with my snips, and I'm just going to snip this here. I always hold my ribbon so I get a nice clean edge on it. Just hold it a little bit taut. And like I said, in my kits, I always send a little more than you need, because I don't know if you want to make a bow instead. And you're more than welcome to make a bow. But that is our card. So I hope you enjoyed that. And they're both pretty much the same. And this one I stamped first and then used the punch. And this one I stamped I punched it first and then stamped, which was unique and fun. But we did it. So thank you again for watching my videos. Please like and share with your friends. And have a great day. Bye-bye.